to be able to bring something in our life. But very important thing is to be able to make real change, which is the change of outside world. The real change happens within us. It is easier said than done that fine, our real change happens from within, but how do I really change from within, and how do I really see that the change happening from within is also being expressed in outside platform, in outside material world? So we always think of an example, beautiful example. If I ask all of you to visualize of a tree, if you were to visualize of one tree, what would come to your mind? So it's just like open discussion now. If I were to ask you to visualize of a tree, what is jasmine tree? Okay, jasmine tree will come to your mind. About the feature of tree, about how it looks like. If the tree were to come in your mind, in the eyes of your mind, how would you describe the tree? And what you would describe about the tree? Yes, it's with so many fragrance, smell, fragrance flower, fragrance leaves. Perfect. Anybody else? Anyone else would like to share that what comes to their mind when they think of a tree? Because I often do this exercise when we have like 20-30 people, and in that exercise I ask people to draw a tree, to make a painting of tree. So in my experience, everyone give more importance to the detail of a tree, like how it looks like, its green leaves, it has loaded fruits, it has twigs, it has branches, externally very beautiful. But one thing what people generally forgets about a tree is not to draw its roots, is not to draw its foundation. So how important the root of a tree is, as we understand that how much the tree goes upside on above the earth. If the tree is not proportionately going inside and down the earth, it will not be able to have that strength to be able to withhold to all the difficult situation which a tree may be exposed to, like different weathers, different tornadoes, winds, hurricanes. A tree will not be able to sustain itself unless it has a very strong roots. So the change which is not visible in the tree is the most important change, which helps a tree to be able to sustain and to be able to give shelter, to be able to give lots and lots of resources to the human being as such. So the change which is not visible is a change which leads to change which will be visible later on. So similarly, if we really want to bring change in our life, the real change has to start from within, which is not really visible to anyone. So if we really want to have fulfilling relationship, if we really want to have that happiness in our life, if we really want to have that contentment, satisfaction and blissful experience of our life, we have to understand that unless we have worked upon that relationship, unless we have worked upon different relationships, not only one relationship, different relationships in our life, we will not be able to have the fruit of happy life. So sometimes people think that the forgiveness is very difficult. We cannot forgive people because people say, I cannot forgive somebody. I cannot forgive means I'm not able to forgive someone. So I always say that forgiveness is a choice which you have to make. So now I want all of you to bring a person in the mind which you want to forgive and not able to forgive. And these sessions, for the next 2 more sessions, is gonna be more practical with more exercises, and I would encourage you to be actively participating, and if possible, if you have the pen and copy, that would be even more beneficial. So it's really difficult for us to forgive someone who has given us a lot of pain in our life, because we are holding on a lot of anger toward that person. Because if you are holding on a lot of anger toward that person, you would experience a lot of resistance to forgive. You would experience a lot of you are not able to forgive, and there is a constant resentment which is you are experiencing, which is not enabling you to forgive someone. So I want at this point of time all of you to bring a person in a mind which you say, I cannot forgive this person. And I want all of you to please write on the chat section, not the name of a person, but you can say, I cannot forgive this person. I cannot forgive XYZ, or you can just give any other name you want to give. And I also wish to mention that this is a very confidential sharing which we will be doing to each other now at this point of time. So I request all of you to please maintain the confidentiality if somebody would like to share something, so that we are able to maintain that sanctity in the space. So I want all of you to write, I cannot forgive this person, or I cannot forgive the name of a person also you can mention. It's up to you. Or somebody would like to say that I cannot forgive them, that also is fine. I cannot forgive this person, I cannot forgive X and Y. I would encourage you to type on the chat section. I would be very encouraged to see all of your chat. That this is a very interesting exercise, and I would like you to write, I cannot forgive the person's name or this person, whatever. So now when we say I cannot forgive this person, there is a sense of a helplessness. There is a sense of a powerlessness. There is a sense that I cannot help. I cannot means I am incapable of forgiving that person. So, but it is said that we have a free will. We have a choice. We can make choice. And the choice means we can choose. We can choose consciously. And what we can choose consciously? We can choose consciously something with our willingness, with our free will. So, this is the most important aspect of this whole exercise, that we have the power to forgive someone. We have that strength, we have that free will to forgive someone. And now, I would like you to change this phrase from I cannot forgive this person to I am not willing to forgive this person. And if possible, say to yourself, first I cannot forgive this person, you can say that name to yourself, and then now I would like you to write that I am not willing to forgive this person. Either you can say to yourself, or you can write in the chat section that I am not willing to forgive this person. I am not willing. Thank you very much, Gautamji. I am not willing to forgive this person. I am not willing to forgive this person. Yes. So now, as I would like you to say to yourself that I am not willing to forgive this person, or I cannot forgive this person. Now, I want you to see that shift in the energy. When you say to yourself, I cannot forgive this person, versus when you say to yourself, I am not willing to forgive this person, what shift of energy or what is the difference you are experiencing in yourself, within yourself. I feel more commanding. Yes. You feel more in power. You feel more in control. You feel powerful. You feel powerful. You have the power. You can forgive. You can choose not to forgive. And anyone else would like to share anything else? That what is the shift in the energy they're experiencing from I cannot to I am not willing, and you feel frustrated. There's a sense of frustration in you. Yes. I have a choice. I feel I am doing wrong by saying I am not willing to forgive. Okay. And that is what I am trying to make you realize here. That actually we are doing wrong to ourselves by saying that I am not willing to forgive this person. Because if we have the power to forgive this person, then I will rather forgive than to hold. Very interesting comment, Gautam. Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to share anything else? So here we understand that the forgiveness is a choice. I can choose to forgive or I can choose to not to forgive. So one very important thing, why now let us try to analyze, let us try to understand why we are not willing to forgive this person. What stops us? What frustrates us? What is that frustration in us? And why we are doing something wrong to ourselves by not forgiving that person? One thing is very important to understand, that we are not able to forgive this person because we are experiencing a lot of pain. We are experiencing a lot of agony. We are experiencing a lot of hurt. We are experiencing a lot of resentment. We are experiencing so much of negativity because of that person. Because of this person, I am in that miserable state. Or he is the source of my misery. Yeah, because I got deeply hurt in me. So now I am experiencing this pain because of this person act, because I feel he is the one who is responsible for my pain. He is the one who is responsible for my misery in my life. So now it is said that we are always responsible of our feelings. No matter what has happened to you, no matter what a person has done to you, your emotions are your responsibility. And your actions are your responsibility. That person might have done something wrong to you. That person might have hurted your feelings. But feelings, what is stirring in you, they are your emotions. And it is me who is responsible for my emotions. It is me who is responsible for my action, whether I am willing to forgive this person or I am not willing to forgive this person. So what I was mentioning is that I am responsible for my feelings. So sometimes what happens, we tend to act from a higher or a lower platform. So what I mean that we can act from a higher consciousness or we can act from a lower consciousness. So if we act from a lower consciousness, it means we act with animosity. We react with grudges. We hold grudges. We harbor a lot of resentment in our heart. We develop a lot of anger toward that person. And because of that, we go and attack and hurt that person's back. So it is said that when we act from a lower platform, from a very base qualities, that is where these grudges, these resentment, these angry, these frustration feeling comes. So dharmic way of acting is to act from a higher consciousness. If we act from a higher consciousness, the higher consciousness is forgive, shama. And and taking responsibility for our actions. And this word responsibility will be exploring a lot in the upcoming next 2 days of discussion, and we will also be doing a exercise, a homework exercise, wherein we'll learn how to take responsibility. So it is said that what are we offering to the world? Because whatever emotions we generate in us is not that it contains in my body mind system. It is not that way. When we are thinking about negative about someone, when we are becoming angry on someone, when we are becoming frustrated on someone, when you are becoming resentful and holding grudges towards someone, those vibrations are getting spread out from our body mind system. So we are emanating a lot of negative vibrations to this world. So that is our contribution. Our contribution is not compassion. Our contribution is resentment. And if we are giving resentment, if we are giving anger, if we are giving those grudge and resentment to this world, what do you think will come back to us? It is said, what comes around goes around. If we are holding to those negative emotions, so means that is what we are contributing to the world. It is not only physically we contribute. See, this is very important aspect, differentiation to make here. We think it is only what I achieve and what I give to a person physically, that is what my contribution. My contribution is how many trees I am growing. My contribution is how much of wealth I am generating for this universe to take around. What I am contributing is I am cleaning the air. What I am contributing is I am cleaning the water. So these are all known as external and very gross contributions. So along with those gross and external contribution, there is also internal contribution, subtle contribution. The subtle contribution is the contribution of energies. The more angry people this earth has, the more angry emotions this air will carry, and it will come and hurt everyone in the whole universe. So if we are spreading love, if we are having love within our heart, if we are having compassion in our heart, if we are having the forgiveness in our heart, that is also will be giving to somebody else, and that will be contributing as a major aspect of our contribution to this world. So it is said that sometimes we think, okay, I am ready to forgive someone, but that person does not deserve forgiveness. How many of you think that I am willing to forgive that person, but that person does not deserve forgiveness? How many of you think like this? That person whom I want to forgive, that person does not deserve. How many of you think that, so she never thought about it? Okay, interesting. Anyone else think that a person whom I want to forgive does not deserve forgiveness? Yes, Gautam is saying yes, he has experienced it. He feels that people does not deserve forgiveness. It is said that everyone deserves our forgiveness. It is said that to be able to get forgiveness from other, we should be able to forgive others. So if we are not able to forgive other, then we also don't deserve forgiveness. If we are not able to forgive somebody in our life, then we also does not deserve forgiveness from the God, from the Lord Krishna. So it means everybody deserve forgiveness. So now when I say it's very strong statement to make that everyone deserve forgiveness, then somebody may think, okay, if everyone deserve forgiveness, then everybody will keep taking advantage of this. Everybody will doing a harm to someone else, and they will deserve forgiveness, and I will be able to forgive them. Then I will keep getting hurt, isn't it? So when I say that everyone deserve forgiveness, I mean I am not forgiving that. I may not forgive that action, and I may take precautions I may learn from that action what that person has performed, but that person deserves that forgiveness. There is a saying, when we get hurt by someone, by some one aspect of a person, we think that whole person is bad. When we think and when we feel angry towards someone, we feel angry toward the whole personality. So one aspect of that person went wrong and that person hurted me because of his greed, because of his anger, because of his lust, because of that negativity in himself. So what we are doing is we are equating that negative aspect of that person to the whole personality of a person. We are defining a person from his part. So one part of a person cannot be equal to the whole person. So we can hate the sin, but we should not hate the sinner. Sinner is a person who has committed the sin in ignorance. We can hate the ignorance. We can hate that negativity in that person, but we cannot hate the person himself. And to be able to protect ourselves from that person's negativity, we can make strict boundaries around ourselves. We can take certain precautionary measures that we don't allow that person to hurt us again. But for that, you can still forgive that person and you can still learn to maintain boundaries and not get hurt again. Because many of the time we understand that I am not able to forgive this person because if I hurt this person, then that person will hurt me again. If I forgive this person, then that person will hurt me again. Isn't it? Yeah, so Sudeepak is saying, if I forgive, they will again misuse our emotions. If forgiving them does not correct what they did, yes. It does not mean they are right. It means I want to clean my system. We'll be discussing more about that in upcoming sessions, that how by forgiving someone we are not helping them, but by forgiving someone we are helping ourselves. We are raising ourselves to higher consciousness and we are cleaning our system, because it is said that holding on to resentment means drinking poison and thinking somebody else to die. By holding grudges against someone, by being resentful towards someone, it means drinking poison and thinking somebody else to die. Because when you are becoming angry, you are draining your own energy. That we'll be doing one exercise, and we'll be doing in that how by not forgiving how much negative or how much harm we are doing to ourselves. So the first section what I wanted to cover is that to open up your mind that everyone deserves forgiveness, and now I am opening up my heart and I am willing to forgive that person in my life. Because unless we are ready to forgive that person, till that point of time, no matter how many tips, how many exercises, no matter how much philosophy I speak, it will not going to work. So at this point of time, I'm asking you to make one contract. And the contract is very simple. The contract is, I want all of you to write one statement which says, I, person's name, I am open to forgive and I am willing to take responsibility for how I feel. So I am open to forgive and willing to take responsibility how I feel. Let me type in the chat section. I am open to forgive and willing to take responsibility how I feel. So I want all of you to fill this contract, your name with your name. I just type on the chat section. So I want all of you to please write your name here. I, Gautam Bhatt, am willing to open to forgive and willing to take responsibility of how I feel. That is how I want all of you. Just copy paste. Just write your name and copy paste so that we have this contract from all of you. So before I try to move on in my life, but seeing him, I feel wrong for myself. Yes, there is a lot of anger, there is a lot of painful feeling with what that person has triggered in me, which is very difficult for me to move on. Yes. I, Girija, is open to forgive and willing to take responsibility of how I feel. So in these sessions, we'll be understanding how to really move on in the life. Because many times we tried moving on, but without having proper rituals or without having proper processes, without having to process this. So when we go through the proper process and we go through the proper exercises and proper understanding of things, then it will be easy for us to move on. So if we are still feeling wrong for that person, for yourself, so means still there is something which I have not moved on in my life. There is still I am stuck. So how to move on? That will be understanding more about that. So now we have made a contract, and in this, according to this contract, all of you are open to forgive and willing to take responsibility how you feel in your life. It's your responsibility. Till now, anybody would like to share anything? Anybody would like to have anybody have any doubts, any questions till now, whatever we have discussed? Any points anybody would like to share? So yes, so we'll wind up with this contract. So we have developed a contract that now we are open to forgive and willing to forgive that person, so that and willing to take responsibility of our. So for that, on the upcoming session, we'll be doing certain procedures or certain understanding wherein what is in me